Mandy Thomas is the head of special planning in the City of Cape Town's Disaster Management Centre. She joins us now. Mandy, good evening to you and thank you for taking the time. How bad has it been? What kind of problems are you seeing?
So yeah, thank you, Stephen. It's been quite a hectic couple of days for the disaster management fraternity. Responding to firstly the wind that happened last Thursday, and then the heavy rains that happened on Sunday. And we are expecting, as the weather office has predicted, more heavy rains to come in the next couple of days. So we are gearing up, we are mopping up, and we are trying to assist as and how we can.
I would imagine one of the major problems is people who simply need shelter. Are you able to provide any shelter for people in that position?
We are speaking to the National Department of Human Settlements, who are also trying to assist us, along with some NGOs and some faith-based organizations, to try and house the people as close to their homes as possible. One of the issues that we do have is that people don't want to move too far away from their houses because they can't take their possessions with them, and they're afraid that these possessions could be stolen.
And food?
So yeah.
Sorry, go on.
Yeah. As you heard from Gift of the Givers, they have been assisting us, along with some other NGOs as well. They've really come to the fore to assist the homeless and people with hot meals and food parcels, blankets and mattresses as they can.
In a situation like this, so you spoke about the wind last week. We know what happens in Cape Town in winter. It does get cold. It does get wet. What kind of special planning do you do, especially when the weather service says, look, you're going to have lots of heavy rain? What kind of precautions do you take at that moment?
So every year we convene our winter readiness task team. That is a city structure that we have implemented for the last let's say 10 years or so. And we try and do any kind of engineering through the summer season, cleaning out drainages, blockages, things like that, to prepare for the winter. Some of the areas that are heavily affected are, unfortunately, the informal settlements where there is no infrastructure. So that is our difficulty in the city, where there's no infrastructure, and we can really only respond when and how the situation unfolds.
It's very difficult. And I mean, one of the major problems you have in Cape Town, some other cities have this problem, Durban has it in a different way, is that there's not enough accommodation. People are moving into Cape Town. There's nowhere for them to live. They then look for any kind of land, flat land preferably, where they can then build a shack or an informal settlement. Are you able to try and encourage people to move away from floodplains, from places that get flooded often? I'm sure you do that already.
We surely do that. Our informal settlement management department are very busy in that kind of regard. They do move people from low-lying areas to higher grounds if there is land available. But the influx, and I would say the influx that happened during COVID mostly, I think there's more people than there is land available, unfortunately. And as you say, they settle in areas where it's really not conducive to having people settle because it's mostly in wetlands and detention ponds or retention ponds where they do tend to settle. So that exacerbates the problem.
We're expecting more bad weather, you mentioned, over the next few days. Are you taking any precautions now?
So yes, our teams are on standby. We do know that our disaster management coordinating team, I don't know if you can see in my background, this is where we coordinate all the city's departments. So we have spoken about the weather coming, and that each department then should be ready for any eventuality.
Mandy,
so we've got, yeah, thank you.
All right, I'm sorry to interrupt. Thank you so much for the time. I know you've had a very, very busy time, so I really do appreciate the time. Mandy Thomas is the head for special planning for the Disaster Management Centre in the City of Cape Town.